Okay, it's time to get you all ready for your next session. So this is video number 3, ready for 9 a.m. My clock's saying it's almost 9. It might be Tanya time, but it's almost 9. So hopefully you've got your gear on. I've realised why lots of people have bought this next block but aren't doing Zoom. They don't like the idea of being seen out of their PJs. But anyway, tune in, let me know if you're here. So it'd be nice to know who's in the room with me again. I appreciate some people later on are Zooming with me, so you won't be doing this unless you're Susan Hansis though. Oh Susan, what are you like? And Pitbull, good people. So we're getting into the hang, aren't we, of it being a 9 o'clock on a daily basis for your live Zoom. Today you band. Again, if it doesn't work if you don't have a thigh band, the fabric thigh band that's quite wide, then obviously you just use your own body weight. It's the same scenario. The thigh band amplifies everything to do with your abductors, and also you often have to work your obliques harder just because you're working through the thighs harder. And Baron, good morning to you too. Glad you could get your devices working. What else is there to say? We will be starting in standing. I've got lots of ideas which, just because if you knew how many routines I'm doing daily, I kind of get a little bit confused. So I'm not trying to memorize so much as get the idea of where I want to take you. So it's not been scripted. Diane, you're here again. Debbie Goldie, great that you're watching. I wonder who else is going to join us today. It's Thursday, and Lorna Connor, you're here too. Wonderful. I've been asked to slow down again, and I realise that probably the more stressed I get with everything that's happening in this whole delivery system. Someone commented before I even made the comment that, oh my word, Tanya's going to be manic next week, watch it. They're not wrong, I am. But today I'm going to draw a deep breath and I'm going to stay slow and intense. So I'll try and slow my speaking down. Emily, it's lovely to see you too. If you can hear me clearly, those that are in the room, just give me a thumbs up. Just checking really that this is all as it should be. I hate assuming that everything's as it should be. So if you can give me that little bit of feedback, I'm not going to rush into starting. I'm going to give it another 30 seconds. So thumbs up feedback would be great. Perfect. Okay. So you can hear clearly. I'm assuming you can see me clearly. And the workout, if you're wanting to get ready, I'm going to use the bar just for stability. I actually think a lot of leg work, if you've got a chair or a surface that you can easily connect to, it gives you your technique more efficient and therefore a better result all over the body. So without the chair, volume not great, says Diane Richardson. Anyone else finding volume not great? So Diane, try turning up your volume on your device maybe. I can plug in an external microphone. Just one moment. Let me see what I have. So just out of interest, with all my little bits of widgets and devices, I'm going to plug this in. Diane, tell me if it's any better. So another microphone's in the web stream. Diane, is it any better with the microphone? I've got an external mic now rigged up. Does that make any difference to your sound? Yes or no? External mic rigged up, is that any better? Sarah Harthill, hello there. So Diane, communicate with me darling. Are we happier with this sound through a mic, or has it completely lost all sound because I've plugged in an external device? Okay, is that better, the sound? Wow, stop shouting. Perfect. Let me now just gaffer tape this in. Just a moment, I will be sorting this out. My goodness. Here we go. I'm just going to get this rigged up so that everyone can hear really clearly. I will return back to the screen. And let me change the screen angle again. Yes, very loud now. Had to turn you down. Hello, Janine. Okay, I'm going to get the workout going. I'm assuming now we're really happy with the sound. I'll stop showing my cleavage as I bend down. Occupational hazard with a closed camera. So, thumbs up, we're going to get going. And you've got your thigh band on. I'll repeat what I've already said as I've welcomed everyone in. So, thigh band. You want to have it about halfway down your thigh bone. Now, if you're quite weak in the hips, as the workout goes on, you may want to take it off, or you might want to pull it up like a pair of Spanx. Pip, just imagine. Make sure your clothing's all aligned, because that helps life. Have your feet so that they're parallel, and your workspace, initially we're starting with squats. Without a reformer, there is only squats. And I'm just going to say, I'm going to slow down. Are we ready? So core connect the breathing, put your hands across your chest, and find that squat position. You're not deliberately trying to make the band kind of work hard with you at the moment. There's going to be plenty of time for you to feel the effect of the band. What matters just now is that you get your hinging of all the right joints. So you core connect, pelvic floor, navel to spine. As you sit your seat backwards and bend your knees, pulling them backwards too, you end up creating the connection with your quads, your glutes, and more importantly, the breathing muscles. So inhaling and exhaling. So you squat it, core connect, belly button to spine. And if you're a normal tucky under bum person, so if Diane's normally in the studio, I have to correct her because she tucks her backside under. Occupational postural hazard for certain people. So send your seat backwards. The feeling as though your tailbone and your sitting bones are reaching back. Keep going. You're going to do two more. So you're finding your form in these early warm-up moments. On this one, we stay down. So I'm down here, put my hands to my knees, and then breath out, pelvic tilt. The pelvic tilt's there for you to work out whether or not you're actually in flat back already. Inhale and release. Breathing out, put your fingers on your hip bones if you want to, and pelvic tilt, feeling the pelvic floor on the inner oblique. Do the rotation, the tilting. It's tiny, and your glutes aren't really involved if you're wanting it as a back stretch. So you're connecting the internal muscles. That's the last one you're going to do. You should now feel comfortable and stable in neutral. You're going to pick up your right heel to tiptoes and then deepen the left foot against the floor. So you're breathing, inhaling and exhaling. In terms of where your chest is, obviously I can't see you, but you want that sense of pushing your chest forwards, diagonal line, keeping the back of the skull to the tailbone as a diagonal position. Even in this kind of deepening inner range work on the standing leg, which is your left leg ideally, you've got to keep the movement small, but very much the heel pushing into the ground, spread the toes, weight to the outsides of the feet, and then you're going to change to place the other heel down, peel the other heel up. Make sure you haven't twisted in the process, and away you go. Keep your chest up, keep your hand on your sternum area, encouraging you physically push against your chest, and it will stop the body naturally dropping the chest if you're a drop chest person. The other thing is keep your chin in, although I appreciate looking at the screen sometimes we just end up poking the chin forwards, but you should know what you're doing now. So breathing, inhaling, and exhaling, and inhaling. Keep that going. It's a small range of movement. You're switching on, activating, finding, feeling hamstrings and glutes, and then put both heels down. Are you ready? You're going to alternate the heels and start this squat job. So as you lower and lift, you can emphasize the heel that's going down, and your arms are kind of contralateral, aren't they? Face the screen, so you've got this action here, and it's slow motion almost. If it's in your upper back, bend your rib cage connection and make sure that you imprint the heel, deliberately sink and sink, keeping the breath going. While we do this activity, as long as your knees aren't travelling forwards, you'll get far more of the whole of the hamstring group, there's a group of hamstrings involved. So you start to get More and more happening down the thigh. Okay, you've got 4 more. Imprint the heel, imprint the heel. Imprinting, hollowing simultaneously, not tucking under, and you're done. Stay in your squat. Exhale and pull the chin to the throat. Bend your ribs and find your hands to the floor. So with hands on the floor, legs stay bent, let your head hang. You've now got your stretch for the hamstrings and the rib cage spine. Breath out and stretch the legs. Inhale and release. Exhaling, stretch those legs. And breathing out to reach into the heels. Inhale, breathe out, keep your shoulders from hunching. The hands pushing to the floor stop you over stretching. The tailbone goes up to the ceiling and back. Most of you won't get straight legs without tucking under, so don't tuck under, just keep your legs so they're not quite straight. All right, from that position there, pick up to tiptoes and then walk your hands a little way forwards to bring your knees down. Now reposition yourself so that you're in hands and knees. Just going to prep you through the shoulders. So first breath out is your tricep dip and push back up. You're in all fours. You're going to dip forwards and back up. Core connect. The spine feels very, very straight from tailbone to skull, not tucking under. And the breathing muscles, remember, connect your trunk so that it's not just your arms working. Travel the journey to the front of your mat. Another 5. Take really deep breaths. The harder it feels, the load will always be lightened by the breathing muscles stabilising the trunk and taking some of the load from the latissimus, the back of your armpit, into the obliques. 3 more. I can't count, can I? And 2 more. And then last one. And then come off your hands. These are all the preps ready to kill the legs. So you're now off your hands. I've suddenly gone cramped into my feet. Off your hands and up onto your knees, ready for your quad stretch. So have your arms by your sides, draw up through the pelvic floor, feel as though you're lifting your hip bones, frontal hip bones, up in the direction of the ribs, crown of the head reaches, chins in, and lean backwards and spring forwards. Exhaling, backwards you go. The quad should get a massive stretch. Exhale and inhaling. Remember, your journey range depends on the flexibility of the knee joint and also the strength and length of what we call the vastus group, the quads. All that matters in this moment is your glutes are active, your obliques are active, and the muscle that runs right over the knee and to the sides of the knee, all the way to your hip bones, is allowed to lengthen under strengthening environment. The strengthening is the fact it's lifting your load back up. 2 more. And last one. Okay, from that position there, you can stay as you are. We're going to do some side bends to stretch. I'm going to face the screen so you can see. So the side bend would be just side, push your hand down your thigh, then reach your other hand up and come back. Other side, exhale, so everything's changing, everything's staying the same, in this environment here, and the bottom's pulling up into the hips. Side bend down, the side of the thigh to the floor. Resist twist, bend the side ribs, not the hip. Arms go, and you go back up. Once more each side, big breath. Exhale, it's your armpit, part of the ribs that goes down sideways. Fingertips to the floor, reach your arm away. You feel a lengthened stretch from the hip bone to the armpit on the long side. Take your other arm back, shoulders away from the neck, and return up. Final side. Exhaling, down. Remember, it's the armpit, the neck, the ear, and you've gone down, bending through your armpit and your ribs, fingertips to the floor. You may find you've got one side tighter than the other. It's completely normal, but you really want to go to your end range. Breathe, shoulders away from the neck. Everything through the rib, belly button to spine active. Come back up and let that go. Okay, to standing shape. So once you're stood up, we need to get you back into the squat. We're going to wake up the sides of you. I realise that when I face the screen, I've got the wrong kind of top on. So you're on the sides, and you're going to step to the side and back. Step out. Again, we're not asking for a massive range of movement just now. You're simply wanting that little bit of a connect. The side bum area, the glute med and the other abductors, is just warming up. You're resisting the twist of the hips, and you could, if you want, hold one of the, the surface or the chair or whatever. Just do 2 more. It's the standing leg that feels the most intensity. Last time, stand up and you're going the other side. So find the squat, don't make it too deep, and then it's that smooth reach and return of the leg abducting. Your ideal would be to keep the leg so as though it's drawing a straight line from your foot that's staying still. Are we getting warm in the side bottom now? Keep the breath going. Keep the ankle inwards. You've got to keep your weight outwards through the foot. If you can still cue your pelvic floor, 1 more, and up you come. Okay, come closer to the bar, because we're going to now do the backwards one. So find your position here. It's just the same as the sideways, but you're going to step back and 2, back and 2. All the while, keeping the standing leg bent with the knee, not going forwards of the toes. Keep your toes spread, the weight to the outside of the instep, and you reach back with the leg that's straightening, activates far more of the standing leg side bottom. That's exactly where you should get it. 2 more. Bring the legs together, stand up, and go to the other side. You should be feeling hot. Okay, center the whole posture, core connect, and you're reaching back, and you're pulling 2. Press. Spread the toes of your standing leg. Keep your chin in. Have a look down. Make sure your thigh bones are parallel. So when the leg comes back, you can see both thigh bones staying parallel. Your knee joint not turning in. Your ankles staying strong. Are we heating up there? I hope so. 1 more like this. And then come all the way back up. Stay close to your kit. Make sure your band feels good. Remember, if it's in your back, take the band off. If it feels too intense on your legs, let the band go. Or move the band right up here. I want you to do a rolling down position just to make sure we chase away any tension. So your legs are bent, collarbones are wide open. Big breath in. This is like the ragdoll moment, isn't it? You will nod the chin, forwards roll, keep your thighs pushing out against the band so that you're keeping the sides bottom connection. Breathe deeply in and out, and let the head, neck and shoulders allow everything through your upper spine to release, okay? And the next breath out, shrink the abdomen in, push down into your heels to roll up, sequencing the spine as best you can into your standing shape. Standing back to the bar, feet are now parallel. You can either have hands on the surface, both hands together, or you can do it as I'm showing you here. So we go straight into ankle rolls. Again, these ankle rolls are here to stay. We need to keep this whole thing going so that your sensation would be, because there's so many of you doing this regularly, that you actually can feel you've got better mobility, stability through this ankle rolling sequence. If you can't lower down carefully and slowly, the chances are you've locked your legs out and you're not core connecting. So see if you can kind of work that one out. Exhaling to roll and inhaling. Breathing out. It's as important to do this. Oh, I lost concentration, nearly fell. It's as important to do this, breathing and rolling, as anything else that we do. This is trunk stability at its best. Next time you go into your tiptoes, you're going to stay. And classic, straight back, down. You do your first one and stay. So you've now got a straight back, no longer in a squat that's hinged. You're straight back. tailbone's down. If you know you're naturally flat backed and tucky under person, people like Pip Hall, Diana, knees off a tad. Okay, and you're pushing back up again and down. Pull those thighs open, and Baron, I suspect you'll need to get your rib cage to core connect more. So getting the rib cage matters as much as anything else. The crown of the head wants to stay tall. It's as though in the moment as you reach up, think of something pulling the crown of your head up and down. Exhaling and inhaling. Creating range of movement strength that goes right into the lowest level without going beyond your knee joint with your hip. 2 more. And last one. When you come up, stay up there, squeeze your heels together. With your heels squeezed together, then go down and up. So you're going back to base. You've got your rotation, lateral. In your mind, you want to pull the inner thighs tight together and pull the bum cheeks up into towards the tailbone. So your glutes to your tailbone. I don't mean tuck under, I just mean draw upwards every part of you in the pelvic area. And if any turnout position affects your hip or your sacroiliac joint, or just doesn't feel right, don't do it. Just go back to parallel. It can't do you any harm. So you're breathing, exhaling up your inner ballerina. It doesn't matter if your breath lasts longer and you do 2 or 3 on an inhale and 2 or 3 on an exhale. We're going to do 2 more, 1 more, and stay in your tiptoes plie, open through the collarbone. On this one, you're going to start to turn as you bend the legs, turn and return back. See if you can bend the legs and turn the other way. Don't worry if you can't lift your arm. Turn center and back. Exhaling, turn neck and arm and back. Exhaling, turn the head the other way and back. So you're going down into your plie. The tiny bit of rotation demands more stabilization from one side than the other. So the pace is lowering down in your flat back plie without tucking your bottom under. Flat back isn't tucking under. Flat back just means you're relatively straight, and the people that are lordotic amongst us have got a pelvic tilt, but everyone is continuously breathing the rib cage into position. Okay, the next time you're up, stay, lower your heels down. We're now going to take you into your squat again, and you're going to lift and lower. Do you remember the dog weave? This is the shape from the front. So you're in your squat and you're leaning into the direction of the stability position you've got. If you're facing your chair the whole time, this is what it looks like. Now I would tune in to the band when you do this. If you're aware of the band, it helps you know that the thigh bone does the pushing and pulling. The trunk stability as you're breathing. Dog wee, return. Exhaling. This is the killer of all killers. 3 more. You take the trunk over. 2 more. And losing the strength. 1 more. And tuck your bottom under and come all the way back up. Okay, you ready for the other side? Yes, we are. Go into your squat. Core connect. Stabilize. And then the other leg lifts and lowers. Even if you don't let that thigh push hard and wide, all of the effort into the side bottom. On the side you're standing. The standing leg slightly straightens as you lift. The other leg stays bent as you take it up and down. If you need to lose the band at this point, do so. Or if you just want to do a really small move, stood up, you can. Okay, so simply doing the abduct, almost standing leg straight is the same thing. Let's go for 3 more, and 2 more, and 1 more, and tuck your bottom under and up you come. From there, you're into your lunge back. So now lunge, lower down and hold. See if you can actually take one hand off and then lowering and lifting. Again, feed the band. Your back would be relatively flat. I've got my right leg back, so my right leg is the back leg. If I look at my front thigh, it hasn't pulled in with the load of the band. The band on this position, I think, helps connect the legs. Keep going. Your arch is activated. And the front knee doesn't want to really travel forwards of your toes. Ideally, if you think of it not going anywhere near your toes, you get the range of movement coming through the back thigh, which is almost level, vertical line on the downwards phase to your trunk. 2 more moments. Last one. And elegantly return back. Other side, so actually find your squat, I think is the best way to go about this. Stretch band. Now if your band felt too tight, take it a bit further down the legs, although don't have it on the knee joint by any means. So you've got your back leg there. Bring your back leg down. Look at your front thigh. Make sure your feet are spaced from left to right widthwise. So you don't want to be as if on a tight rope. And if you need to hold on, do so, but you're lowering and lifting. Pelvic floor. Rib cage obliques. Lower and lowering. You can see that my leg that's taken the demand is straight, coming down from my armpit. My shoulders are relaxed. The thigh bone of the leg that's forwards is constantly pulling out wide in its positioning. In other words, making my side bottom take the load. So both sides are working hard. 3 more. 2 more. Keep your range accurate for your body. 1 more. Feel it, feel it, feel it. And up you flow. Okay. You ready for some floor work? Let's go straight into hands and knees. And just to make sure I chase away in you anything that's going on in your spine. So you're on hands and knees. Your thigh bones are wide enough to feel a gentle connection to your band. We're going to do the cat stretch, the big breath in. Breathing out your pelvic tilt. Round your spine. Now breathe deeply in and out here to stretch out everything across the back of the rib cage. And then breathe again, do the opposite, where you extend the spine and feel lots of stuff happening in the obliques. And obliques. Breathing. Again, you can push the crown of the head to the ceiling if you want. So I'm now in a really hollowed back position, making most of my emphasis across the shoulder blade area, the sternum. And then next breath out is flattening the back, ready to act. So exhale, flatten the back. In your brain, your tailbone's pushing away in one direction, crown of head in the other. And now slide your right foot. Check that it's just touching the floor. Core connect the obliques and take your left hand. So I've got my right leg reaching out and straight and my left hand on my abdomen, reminding my brain to stabilize the trunk. You've got a small lift and lower, and it's like I said, even without the band, the lift is a reach, it's not a fling. So if you have a look at the screen, I'm not flinging my leg up and down like the green goddess. I'm reaching and reaching. All the while pelvic stability taking place, hip bones are level left to right, and the arm that's on the floor, I'm sucking into my armpit. My elbow isn't locked out. I'm resisting any twists at the hips. Okay, stay. And now pull your heel to your bottom and put both hands in place where they were, so you've now got the tripod position. I'm going to lower my leg down sideways and then open it out. So it's going from under me back to that dog weeing moment. Exhaling. Still use your right armpit as dominant. Keep the crown of the head reaching. So this is stability for the upper body, stability for the trunk,
and mobility and strength for your side buttock area, which is hip stability and strength. 4 more. 3 more. Use your breath out because your core control, then the thigh moves but the hips go nowhere. Remind the shoulders to not drag up to your neck. Last time, and ready for the other side. You take the left leg out straight. You bring your right hand to the navel, belly button area, shrink all the tummy in there, and exhaling. The leg just wants to lift. Think of the thigh where the band is as the means of lifting. So rather than thinking of your foot, it's your thigh muscles from the bum cheek to the band. Core control, pelvic floor and oblique. So I'm pretty strong, okay, this is my profession. I have to work really hard in these movement patterns of all fours. We're breathing deep to get the obliques, to make sure this activity isn't simply legs and shoulders. Okay, the next time, pull the heel to the ceiling, float the leg back to where the other leg is but don't let it touch down, and you've got your dog wee. So I've still got my left arm as dominant as my right thigh abducts and returns. Exhale, take it out. Inhaling, I float it, controlling in. Keep sucking your armpit, shoulder area down into your ribs. Keep the crown of the head reaching forwards. Your crease of elbow on the left arm could face forwards if you want an even more technical moment. And there's no shifting, twisting. Less is more. Every time my knee comes back, it's parallel with my other leg, so I know exactly where it is. Keep the hinge joint going at the hip bones. Last 2. Last 1. And well done, let that go. Tuck your toes under your feet. We're going into pyramid from all fours. Heels stay high, big breath in. As you breathe out, pick your hips up, keep your heels up, pull your shoulders away from your neck, and just look forwards of your fingers. This is a huge stretch. Now push further back, press your heels down, more of a stretch, and then pick up tiptoes and push down. If you can pull your shoulders forwards in terms of armpit area, it's as though you're pushing the ground away from you and pulling it to you. Heel raise, shoulders forwards, heels down, shoulders pull back, shoulders stay away from the neck. The next time your heels look as though they're going to go down, stay, bend head, bend knees, lower down, 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 and sit your bottom back and enjoy a stretch. So you're stretching through your shoulders and armpits. Keep breathing, and then it's on to your front you go. Nose to the floor, arms going to W shape, palms, fingertips are kind of level with where your ears are, but your hands are definitely off your mat, and your hands are slightly wider than the elbow is bent. From here, keep the breath going. Pubic bone dominant, collarbones wide open, and forearms helping you keep your chest just about hovering and the crown of the head reaching. Push your legs away from you so that you suddenly got longer, and then squeeze them together and hold and breathe. So keeping those legs closed, keep the legs reaching. Then on the next breath out, release them down again. All this while holding your shoulder position in neutral, gentle push of the arms against the floor. Exhale again. Close the legs, open fractionally, close the legs. Now stay here. So close, open, close, open, close, open, close. Your inner thigh, your glute area, inner thigh, side bottom, your pubic bone is dominant, and it's the squeeze together, keeping your feet almost hovering the floor, keeping the legs reaching out the pelvis. It's this that makes everything work. 2 more, 1 more, and relax the legs down. Now stretch them against the band and you've got your upper spine lift. So big breath in, exhaling now, push your nose forwards, pelvic floor navel spine, and push yourself away from the floor. Breathe out, shoulders away from the neck, bend the elbows and lay the abdomen down again. If you need to pull your hands further back, you can towards you. Exhaling, pelvic floor navel spine, pull your glutes up into your seat pants. Breathe, open through the collarbones, crown of the head to the ceiling, reverse the sequence down and let that go. Put your hands under your shoulders and your next position, going to finish lying on your back to get you stretched and abdominal. So in lying down, we'll finish with the abdominal sequence. First thing you'll do is breathe out and find a gentle imprint. So big breath in, exhaling to an imprint. Once you've got your imprint, breathe out and roll up and stay where you are as you assess your thigh bones. You can have a gentle feel for the band, there's nothing wrong with that, but have thigh bones, knee joints level and put both hands behind the head. Inhale to lower down. Exhale, look, curl up and pull your elbows together. Inhale, roll down. Breathe out. Roll up, pull those elbows together. It's the butterfly arms we do in class. Your fingertips are just holding the base of the skull lightly. The hands aren't clasped behind the head. Now instead of pulling the elbows together centrally, you're going to take them over to one side. Exhale, elbows together over to your right. Inhale, back down. Exhale, over to your left. If it's the other way around, it will not change your life. Exhaling, smile the breath out. Watch your elbows squeeze and be level. Inhale, back down. Breathe out, elbows together. Open wide and... Okay, now come up centered again. Pull the elbows together in center and pick up your right leg to tabletop. And we go again, exhaling. Now you pull your elbows together at that right thigh and come back down. Breathe out, pull. Try and get your elbows in the direction of the side of the thigh, the outside of the thigh near the band. That'll drive your breathing through the right hand rib cage side, through that shoulder, and help reorganize your thoracic spine. Inhaling down. Okay, the next time you go down, stay and bring your second leg up in the air into tabletop. Take your hands to the sides of the band. Big breath in, a transition of exhale, extend the legs. You're now centered. Inhale and bend. Breath out, pelvic floor, navel spine, extend the legs, reach them away. Inhale and bend. Breathe out, reaching with both rib cage, pulling to the belly button. Now go out and stay and find your turnout. So frog as you come down on the inhale, hold on to the side of the band as you push. So I've got my feet turned out, exhaling, push. Now keep this going. As you breathe out, turn over the shoulder, inhale and back, exhale, stretch the legs, turn and look over the other shoulder, inhale and back. Exhale, roll up first and then turn and look to the side. Exhaling, watch your outside thigh, belly button spine, and keep your chin in as you roll back down. Last time. When you roll back down, stay. Now place your right leg bent down to the floor and place both hands behind the skull again, ready for breath out, pelvic is in gentle imprint, rotation up towards that left thigh bone, inhale and down. Up we go and down we go. Remember, the breathing is what this is all about. The other thing with the band is pull your thighs outwards against the band a bit, not massively, but just enough to make sense. The equipment connects the body, the brain and the mind like to feel that connection. We should be getting a deep oblique. Remember, this is about your left hand side ribs now, So the left hand side rib cage behind you is really pulling into the floor. You can do this with one arm to the side. You can make sure that the leg that's in the air, that thigh, doesn't get pulled inwards to your medium line. So keep it pulling out. You've 2 more. Pull those elbows together. And 1 more. Protect the neck. And let that go. Bring both legs up in the air. Okay, big breath in, hold on to your thighs and roll up. From there, sit up really tall. As you sit really tall, take your feet as wide as your mat is and hold. So hands go behind your head again, and then we're going to side bend and centre. Pull your toes to your nose, side bend and centre. Breath out. Pull your armpit down. Breathe in and grow tall. Breathe out. Pull your elbow down. Inhale and grow tall. Now when you go down this next time, so I've gone down to my left, I'm going to stay there pulling my elbow armpits into my side, my left side, and then as I breathe out I'm going to squeeze my elbows together, pointing down to the thigh and the band. Breathe, then open them back out again and come up sideways. So it's a side, armpit bend, elbows squeeze, and you turn slightly down to the thigh of the elbows pointing to the band. Open out again and back up. Okay, I'm going to show you from the frontal. Exhaling to the side. Breathe in. Exhaling, squeeze, nod the chin in and pull both elbows together. Inhale, open like a butterfly and come back up. Breath out. It's a... Breathe out. Shrink the ribcage part of the abdominal area. Point the elbows to the bend. Open out like a butterfly and stay. Keep your arms here now. Exhaling, take the thumb down, bring your arm across. You've got the equivalent of what we call saw. You can stretch into the band if you want, it's up to you. You're going to nod the chin, and as one arm reaches backwards, the little finger reaches for the little toe. If you can't go there, go to the ankle area, it doesn't matter. What you don't want is to collapse at your hips, and then you come back up again and we do the other side. So the arm goes down, thumb down, and it reaches back, opening the shoulder. You then turn, big breath in. It's a nod, breathing out. And if you do this without just collapsing at the hip, if it's the rib cage that bends, you will again reorganize the thoracic spine. Reverse that thoracic area back, open, shoulders relax. Turn the thumb down, over to the other way. Imagine you pushing a body of water behind you with that back arm. Keep the stretch into the band. Remember the journey, it's the breathing out, nod. Reach, reach, reach. Don't collapse from the hip bone, it's all thoracic. Relax your shoulders. Reverse back up, breathing. And last time, we go hand back, shoulder away from the neck. Hand across the other leg, shoulders away from the neck. My spine is tall. I've tensioned my legs. Nod the chin. As I roll forwards, I reach the back arm backwards, as though my fingertips could touch either end of the room. Inhale as deep to create space and realignment, and exhale, reverse everything back up and let that go. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, I do believe that's a pretty decent hot hurting workout with the thigh band. So I'm going to come and say goodbye to you. I'm going to remove said band and find my glasses. Hope you enjoyed the moment. Let me know if it wasn't quite what you're wanting. Hello everybody, and Zaki, Helen, Angela McCartan. Lovely to see you all, and tune in again tomorrow. It's Tom and Tanya time Friday. So it'll be anything goes, anything I feel I can teach Tom into is kind of what we'll be doing. I realise I'm shouting, I've got my microphone on, so I'll calm down. All right, people, lovely that you could be here with us, and to everyone else who's going to watch later in the day because you're working, I'm going to finish now. Tracy, lovely to see you too, Tracy Hawkins. All right, people, lots of love, stay well, stay safe, and there's no doubt we can all enjoy the sunshine. So for those that are out there, thanks, Emily. Take care, people. I'll see you again. Thank you, Lorna.